Welcome everyone. I welcome you to another session of Learn with your coach. Now, in this session, as you may have seen in my previous version, you will learn along with me and I pick up a topic, especially from my coaching experiences, and help you understand your life better. So let's get started. Our today's topic is about seeing life more clearly. Now, what you see on your screen is towards the end of the session, while you walk along with me, you will learn what in your life currently need attention, what you are tolerating, you will get to understand that. And in case if you're stuck somewhere, this will help you unstuck. So there are situations in our life where we do really get confused. Sometimes we all go through highs and lows of life. And oftentimes, when we get stuck or when we just do not understand from the various aspects of our life, which is the one that really need attention and where we need to shift our focus, our efforts, and our energies. So, in today's session, I will help you through some powerful coaching questions, which, if you answer it to yourself, will help you figure out which aspect of your life is in dire need of attention. You will also get some insights about things that you're tolerating. And in case you are stuck in some aspect of your life, how do you unstuck? So let's get going. So the first step of while you learn along with me is that you get yourself a pen and a paper and we get started. So here are the questions that I bring to you. As I said earlier, you are experiencing coaching here. So these are very powerful questions. 7 of them, you see the 5 here on the first slide. The remaining you will see on the next coming slides. So while you answer these questions, I would want you to set aside some time for yourself, maybe an hour or half an hour. Make sure you have no distractions while you're answering these questions and you have a pen and a paper, because the best way you write what comes to your mind is on a piece of paper through pen. So that's the best method that translates your thoughts in the most effective way. So get yourself a pen and a paper and start answering these questions. Also understand that there are no right and wrong answers for these questions. It's all about you, it's all about your life. You're just trying to introspect, reflect. So, beginning with the first question, try and answer who or what is holding you back the most right now and how. Now, who here is basically about any significant relationship or other person in case they're holding you back, or what is about any particular event, thought, belief, or some sort of perception you have in your mind that's holding you back. So think over, reflect, and answer this question. Moving on, how much stress do you think you are under right now? So consider your life right now and think for a second, are you under stress? And if yes, how much is it? It's not like you give a measurement to it, but just try and answer it. It's like a lot, or like average, moderate, or like no stress. So just try and answer this question. Then come to the third one, which is about the 10 things you are tolerating the most. So reflect your past 15 days, 10 days, or a month and try and understand what could be those 10 things. If you don't get all the 10, or 5 should be enough. Just try and pen them down of what you're tolerating. Then, coming to the fourth question, who are the key people in your life and what do they provide for you? So try and answer it considering your family, your siblings, your spouse, your single, your significant partner, whoever that may be. Reflect and write the key people in your life and in what way do they provide for you. It's not about financial help or any kind of monetary help. It's more about uh, trying and understanding the relationship that you hold in your life, which you consider key, and does that in any way enrich you with emotional and moral support that every human being is in need of. So, this is a question particularly to do with your key relations in your life. Coming to the fifth question, what about your day do you like the most? Now, this one is more about trying to understand how do you go about spending your time. That's the most important key element of the day we have. and what do you like the most? So what are the activities that really engage you? Things that where you just have no track of time and you just love doing them. And how do you really plan your day, or you go, by the flow? So it's more about trying to understand how do you manage your time on a daily basis, including what do you do. And going ahead, the last two questions are about, is your life one of your choosing? Now, this is not a very philosophical question, even though it might come across as one. This is mostly about trying to understand your current career, your key relations, or the work you do, or the kind of engaging activities that you're in. Is it something you feel more or less you're engaged, you're happy, you're satisfied deep inside? Or is it that you're just being superficially happy, but deep down you feel a void, a kind of emptiness, or there's something that you are in constant search of? So think a bit more on this particular question and try and answer it. Then the final one is again about the activities do you dislike the most in a day, and at times push yourself to do it. So this is a question that's trying to understand from your daily grind of work, whatever you do. You could be a homemaker, you could be a student, you could be a professional, or just studying, or you're on your own. What is it that you really dislike the most? And sometimes it could be, now what this question will give you an insight is into the work that you dislike, but the work could be of use to you, which means you are caught up in a wrong job, and still, even though you don't like it, you're doing it. So it's giving you an insight that you are not in the right job that is engaging you enough, or you are doing things which are pushed down to you by your elders or by your authority, somebody above you, which you dislike. So which means it's something you're under somebody's authority and control. Sometimes this could also be like the tough part of your job. So let's say you're an entrepreneur and there are certain aspects of your business which you may dislike, but nevertheless you have to do it. So this is a particular question which gives you insight about things which we dislike, and then from those lists we can come to a conclusion whether they can be changed or they are a significant part of your current life and they need to be further being taken care of. To be like, for an entrepreneur, the person cannot really do away with things. So even if we dislike, we may have to do certain things. But for a job, somebody on the job, even if they don't like all aspects of their job, there could be some that they dislike. So it is creating awareness. And for some, it could be like, if 90% of what they are doing they're disliking, it's time for them to take a pause, understand what is it that they are not really liking it, and do they think it's time for them to make a shift in the job. So even it's a two statement question, you would see to it while you answer it that it has a lot of immense capacity to bring out a lot of information from your own self, and these insights can help you take some proper decisions. So once you're done with these 7 questions, what I would urge you to do next is that you uh, reflect on each and every answer you've given. Always remember there is no right and wrong answers to it. It's all about you, it's all about your life, and it's all about the insights that you are getting about your own self while you introspect and reflect on these coaching questions. So once you have all of these, the next step here is try and answer or record your feeling in as much detail as possible. So here you would come to know about what did you learn about yourself. So it's actually a complete information, all that you've gathered of answering these 7 questions. There could be a lot that you learn about yourself, about your key relations, about how engaged you are, how you spend your time, how happy you are, how empty or how fulfilled you feel. It's all about you. So write this in as much detail as possible. Record your feelings. Remember, feelings are not permanent, but yet still record, and you will get a lot of clarity about your own self. Once you do this, this is the final step which perhaps can help you design how do you want to take your life ahead. because this will give you, it's like a pit stop where you stood for some time, answered some questions, reflected, and you figured out, okay, this is where I am and this is where I want to head. And all of these, what is really helping you and what is not. And the one that is not helping you, how do you really, come out of it? So you could design your own plan going forward of how do you want to achieve the goals where you feel you're stuck and how do you get out of that, or you could hire a coach. So it's entirely up to you. So with this, we close our. I hope you enjoyed this very small mini coaching series with me, and I thank you for being my audience. This is the final slide where I share with you my coordinates in case you have any further questions or there are topics that you want me to create content on. Please feel free to write to me or reach out to me. And this is a website where you will gather more details about the work that I do. And we'll talk again. Thank you so much.